The Knicks are in a very bad situation right now. New York has to make a decision on extensions for Mikal Bridges and Mitchell Robinson. But here's the thing. If the Knicks give Bridges a max extension, it'll push Mitchell Robinson out of New York. We're going to break down all of these latest reports today. If you're enjoying the content, please hit that subscribe button and have notifications turned on so you don't miss any new content. And now, let's get started. Mikal Bridges' extension could force Mitchell Robinson out of New York. Free agency and trades aren't the only decisions front offices need to decide on in the offseason. One of the major decisions to make are about extensions and who is going to receive them. This year for New York, Karl-Anthony Towns, Mikal Bridges, and Mitchell Robinson are all eligible for extensions. But if Mikal Bridges receives a max extension and he accepts that, it'll likely push Mitchell Robinson out of New York. Let's go ahead and break down these latest reports from NBA insider Bobby Marks. Shout out to Bobby Marks for giving us this following information here. According to him, for 2 consecutive seasons, New York has danced around the second apron. The Knicks traded for Towns last season and recently signed Gerson Yabusele to part of the taxpayer mid-level exception. The 2 transactions hard capped New York at the second apron. Marks continues here by stating, while the Knicks won't exceed the second apron this year, that could change in 2026, 2027, if they want to keep their top 7 players under contract. New York is $52 million below the second apron next season, a byproduct of Jalen Brunson taking $12 million less in salary. That discount will allow the New York Knicks to sign Mikal Bridges to a 4-year, $156.1 million extension. However, if Mikal Bridges receives a contract that starts at $34.8 million, it could squeeze out Mitchell Robinson. Like Bridges, Robinson is eligible to sign up to a 4-year extension and is a free agent if a new contract is not reached by June 30th. The Knicks traded 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges. When you make an investment like that and you give up all of those assets for one player, as a front office, it is up to you to either utilize that player to get another star, a bigger, better star on this roster, or you retain that player. Because if that player leaves, or you're not able to get the same amount for that player that you traded for him, it's likely going to be seen as a failure. And the Knicks, they don't need any failures on their record at this point in time. But these extension talks are very important. If you max out Mikal Bridges, then Mitchell Robinson is likely gone. But then going back to Robinson, do the Knicks want to trade Robinson anyways? His injury history, the fact that maybe you never know his status from a night-to-night basis. Some nights, he's healthy, ready, available to go. Other nights, it's load management. He's dealing with some form of injury, and he cannot suit up. He cannot perform. With Mitchell Robinson, if you pay him, you're investing in that type of future. Because every single year, Robinson has been active in the NBA. He has had to deal with some form of injury. And that is what you're investing in if you give Mitchell Robinson an extension. So the Knicks are going to have to think about that before they give an extension to Karl-Anthony Towns, Mikal Bridges, and Mitchell Robinson. But here's the thing. I think we all know between those 3 players, the 2 players that are almost guaranteed to get extensions with the Knicks are Karl-Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges. With Mitchell Robinson, it's a question mark. It's up in the air, just like his status on any given night. Those injury concerns are very important. However, the way he helped the Knicks during this past postseason, how Boston had to go up against him and actually plan against him because of his impact. Everybody in the Knicks front office saw that. So they don't want to just get rid of Mitchell Robinson and trade him away for just anything. In fact, they probably want to keep Mitchell Robinson. But here's the thing. If you want to keep Mitch, then you're going to have to make a decision on Mikal Bridges. And that decision will have to be not giving Mikal a max deal. But if the Knicks don't offer Mikal Bridges a max deal, will he still want that deal? Will he accept that deal? Or maybe will he bet on himself, reject all offers, and try to get a max contract after this season? Because potentially that's on the table for him as well. For me, the easiest solution to all of this, if the Knicks want to retain Mikal Bridges and keep Mitchell Robinson, is to get Mikal to agree to a 3-year deal with the Knicks. If he does that, it'll give the Knicks a little bit more wiggle room to re-sign Mitchell Robinson as well. Let's go ahead and break down these reports that we have from Daily Knicks. Daily Knicks offers a solution for what the Knicks can do if they want to retain both Mikal Bridges and Mitchell Robinson. According to them, players who sign extensions that give them more than a 20% raise off the salary in the final year of their current deal cannot be traded for 6 months. If New York offers Bridges the 4-year, $156.2 max $1 million version of the extension they can give him, and he signs on it either on August 6th or afterwards, the Knicks will be unable to move him until after the 2025-2026 campaign. But penning Bridges to a 3-year, $86 million deal takes care of this roadblock. It only requires giving him a 10% raise from his $24.9 million salary, nudging it up to $27.4 million in 2026-2027. That would also keep him trade eligible from the moment he signs that extension. Creating this extra breathing room would leave the Knicks more than $10 million beneath the 2026-2027 second apron, as things currently stand. That's without a new deal for Mitchell Robinson factored in. So he might become collateral damage himself. Or, and here's the most important part, New York could move other money to re-sign him and skirt around the second apron. And if you know New York, if you know Leon Rose, what's likely going to happen is that they're going to try to keep everyone, unless a Giannis trade is imminent and on the table. New York at this point in time will try to keep everyone. And the way you do that is you get Mikal Bridges to agree to a little bit less. And hopefully he does that after what Jalen Brunson did. Again, we're hoping for that. If that happens, they'll have about $10 million or so remaining to offer Mitchell Robinson, maybe on a 2-year contract. But they might be able to free up some more money. And if they do that, they'll have enough available to give it to Mitchell Robinson, extend him, and keep him on this roster. Pretty much exactly what Leon Rose wants to do. He doesn't want to gut this team or trade this team away. He wants to keep this team together. But he will gut this team if the right superstar is available. And at this point, there's really only one name on that list, and it's Giannis Antetokounmpo. If it's not Giannis, it's nobody. The Knicks clearly did not want to be in this situation. That's why early on in the offseason, when we were hearing about some rumblings about trades, the 2 names that came up was Mitchell Robinson and Mikal Bridges. And now we know why. It's these extensions. If they go one way versus the other, you're forcing the other out. And if they go with Mitchell Robinson and not Mikal Bridges, it tells Mikal, we don't want you here. And as soon as we can trade you or get you off of this team, we're going to do that. Mikal Bridges and Mitchell Robinson, that's where my focus is right now. With Mikal, I don't see him getting an extension. Not because the Knicks don't offer him one. I believe Mikal will bet on himself next season and try to play as good as possible. That way, next year, he can get a bigger max extension from the Knicks or another team. With Mitchell Robinson, I don't think the Knicks are going to extend him as well. I think they're going to wait as long as possible, see the type of season that he has this year, and then basing it off of that, see what type of extension he deserves. Remember, the Knicks have until June 30th in order to extend Mitchell Robinson. So they have plenty of time to wait, watch what he does, how he trains, and all of these things. And I think that's the best move possible right now, especially for Mitchell Robinson. Year to year, you never know what you're going to get from Robinson. And that's why it's better for the Knicks if they wait. With Mikal Bridges, I would offer him an extension. In my opinion, I would offer him a 3-year extension and see what he does with that. He'll probably reject it, bet on himself, and wait to see what happens after next year. But remember, that's a gamble and a risk. If he does worse next year than he did this past season, that extension is going to be a lot lower. But if he does a lot better, then the Knicks are going to have to think about a lot of things next offseason. But what about you guys? What do you think about the Knicks and this very difficult situation they're in right now? Extend Mikal Bridges on a max extension, and if they do that, Mitchell Robinson likely leaves New York. Let me know how you feel about this in the comment section below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans, take care of yourself, your families, and each other. Peace and love.